Jasper! Away! Hello, everyone!
Oh, sorry.
As I turn on the audio. Welcome, everyone, to the frozen north at the Forgotten Realms of Icewind Dale!
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Anyways, last we left off, Dearaen the Tiefling Bard, Sho Val the Human Rune Knight, Mordin the Tiefling Ranger, Tok the Half-Orc Eldritch Knight, and Kibbles their Awakened Fox, were joined by two clerics on their way to East Haven, and they made a stop in Brynchander, where they met up with Sho Val's old attendant and beloved caretaker.
Yes.
In addition to meeting up with Soza, the white furred tabaxi wizard. And they gave her a bunch of random various pelts and monster who's what's its in hopes that she would make a really cool magic item out of it.
I gave her herbs.
Oh yeah, you gave her like the herbs from the tube.
And herbs, yeah. So she can also make some potions and stuff.
Yeah.
So, they did all that, and then they met up in the tavern, where they were sitting around, maybe having a few mugs of ale, and just enjoying the company, and Kibbles is kind of resting off to the side with a nice fur, curled up next to a nice fire, enjoying the warmth.
Nice pile of jerky right next to her.
Yeah.
Always. Yes.
Could be. No, that could be. Gender. Granny Elena.
Oh.
Is her name? Granny Elena revealed that that Sho Val's brother, Jaden, was in town on business. And at that moment, the door was summarily opened, a gust of cold air and the temperatures from outside quickly entering the room, as a man clad in plate armor and leathers and a nice long dark red cape enters in. He's got very short blonde hair that's very suave, and a small trimmed beard, a nice curled mustache.
It's Benjamin Cucumber Squatch.
As played by Benedict
Hey, Mordin Jaeger midgets.
And that
They must
is
dash
where,
to rival
and
Mordin.
As Sho Val aptly made a quickly reference, it is the scene where Goofy comes to college, much to his son's complete and utter horror.
Just complete head turn and
And that is where we're going to start today.
Although
he shuts the door behind him. As
I don't
come
I
over
don't
here
actually
and zoom
play.
in.
I'm just a horrified book.
And zoom in on the model that I made for this character.
If you look up pompous in the dictionary.
Yes, he definitely looks very pompous. He's got, like, furs that drape into very finely crafted. Like, everything about this man is screaming, I am a rich noble.
To be fair, he does look like a human version of Mordin.
Well, Mordin's
You
more.
know,
Mordin is a little bit more on the leathery, just a
He's
lot
more
more
regal
leathers
than
and-
pompous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a subtle hunter's take on a well-made man, or
To do.
well-to-do, well-off, I should say. And is there anything else that you would like to do as he's shutting the door and stopping the cold air from coming in?
And not getting slammed in his face.
And not,
like he-
and not getting slammed in the face like you guys have been torturing me all week with.
Well, you said last time you said he slammed the door open, so I slammed it right back. But no, I'm okay with it. I'm all right with this change.
It's more like the temperature change is like, oh hey, let's push all the cold air in.
I give a quick hand.
It's like trying to open a door in a high wind kind of deal.
Okay. Delcy notice. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, he very quickly, unless your guys are trying to hide.
I probably would not have been brandishing the shovel, but
Yeah, you're not holding your shovel up high.
no. But I would have at least give like a quick hand signal, like, my brother is here. Act cool. Because, like we've established, I can sign language to parties.
Yes.
You taught us sign language, yeah.
Yep.
Now, is that Dwarven or Elvish sign language?
That is my own proprietary. sign.
I will say it's like a Colin or something.
Got it.
It's something that you guys have learned after traveling with Sho Val for over the course of a couple months. Yeah.
Gotcha.
As I open up a nice drink for me.
I
So
kind of signal. Sorry, I signal back like, do you want to hide? To Cheval.
Well, let's just not make it obvious. And
I didn't say anything.
well,
Didn't say anything about
anyway.
us.
Well, the thing is, he's going to easily notice you all because the room's not packed by any means. It's got a few people lounging about and drinking. There's a table full of rowdy dwarves over to the corner, and they seem to be all up in arms over a card game. But they're having a good time. There's also actually a familiar face, a elven person that's sitting and playing some sea shanties.
That the lady
a
that
little
we
bit
had
different than what you're familiar with, but
I need to roll a history check on that because I don't remember anybody singing sea shanties other than the halfling.
no,
Yeah.
there
I remember an elven male bard.
yeah, that's what
You
I'm
said
talking about. Fulduin
well, you-
Fepator.
Yeah, you said it was a female.
No, did I say Fulduin was a girl?
No, you just did. Like, I think it was
Okay.
just a slip of the tongue.
No.
Anyway.
Anyways,
I could-
you recognize this bard from Goodmead.
Hey!
This was somebody that Dearaen had a bardic duel with. But
Friendly bardic tool.
yeah.
Fun.
You showed him up with like 2 natural 20s in a row or something. I don't remember.
I know there's at least one, yeah.
Anyways, so Jaden comes in and he notices the group of you and
Challenges us to a children's card game.
I challenge you to a children's card game.
No.
The Shadow Realm.
Other
No,
Jaden,
he
other
actually moves over to the tavern keeper and orders a nice mead and slaps down a couple coins to the wide-eyed bemusement by the tavern keeper, seeing as it seemed like he overpaid a little bit.
2 platinum.
Yeah. Here, have 200 gold. On me.
That's
Give me
20
the best
gold.
you have. Or 20 gold. Give me the best you have.
Sips elven wine, just lightly staring in his direction.
And then he turns around and comes over. Probably nearest to Granny Elena. And goes, "Well, hello, Elena. It is nice to see you again. And you, brother. All these years, it seems that, has made you a little bit less of the runt of the family."
Kind of coldly stare at him.
Oh, don't look at me like that. We've all grown in our ways. Maybe the, isolation up here has done you well.
I kind of hand signal over to Dearaen to translate for me, and then sign, "What do you want?"
And I do translate.
Oh, I was only passing through. I figured I'd stop in with our family as, one of our best and, maids that we've had growing up. It was so sad to see her go all those years ago. But that being said, I have come up here in a bit of a business arrangement. I'm going to be making a trip through East Haven probably later today, then heading south. So tell me, what have you been up to? I see that you've been wandering around with the likes of the Squallers. Don't think I haven't noticed your wanted posters around the city. As he nods towards Mordin.
You may want to watch your tongue. I know of your family, but you don't know of mine.
You can learn a
I'm
lot
very
from
familiar
Squall.
with the Solus family. That being said, what ilk you have being all the way up here, and with a wanted poster, I know not. Not that it matters that much to me in my own personal retinues.
I think you can learn a lot from the Squalor. Find it rather humbling. Looks him up and down, which looks like you can actually use a lot of.
Be that as it may, a wise man once said, "Your worth is made by those you keep around you."
What does that say about you being alone?
Beat me to it.
I just imagine like Sho Val doing my finger gun point what he said.
God, what's the word?
Describe it.
Sorry. I'm sorry to say that my associates are not here with me at this very moment, but you may meet them in due time. That being said, I've had a bit of a local boon, as it were, with some of the local mining practices of the dwarves in 10 towns. Actually, they've got a little bit more of a mining operation in the spine of the world mountains. But, that being said, there are some other shafts in this area.
And your point being?
Oh, nothing at all. I figured I'd just catch you up on all of my adventurings and the things that I have been working towards.
Are any of the other
So
family
tell
up
me,
here?
Elena and Brenton, what kind of things have you been up to? I can't imagine that spending time up here has been very lucrative for you, considering I'm not seeing much of a Dearaen bold shops or fisheries or what have you.
Look over to Sho Val and just kind of sign back, like, do you want us to actually tell him?
Not everything. We have been protecting the people. That gives us its own form of wealth.
He raises an eye. Playing hero for meager towns and villages. Always seems to be like you, and I see that you haven't even gotten rid of that stupid shovel of yours. The turn paths are made of a finer quality, if I may remind you. Somebody give me an insight check on Elena, who's been very quiet as of late.
I would love to. I think everyone will.
Oh, God,
As
no.
I turn
10,
my
damn it.
dice thing up.
I gotta get proficiency in this, goddammit.
I got a 5. I'll just assume that she's nervous because old boss.
Tok, please say this, please say this. Loading.
Ah, fuck. Almost an 18. Almost.
Dearaen, you're the only one that's kind of been looking around, and the DC was 10, so it wasn't
Oh,
hard.
thank God. Thank God, because I rolled a 9.
You can see it's one of those things where, like, you can kind of notice the twinge of, oh, here we go again, but also, I better not get involved lest I become under fire.
Just kind of signed to everyone, like, be ready for an earful.
Through Dearaen, I asked, did any of the rest of the family follow you up?
No, none but the servants. And a hired bodyguard, but that being said, I've actually been trying to go out on my own little adventure, if you will.
Taking inspiration from me, are you? As I quickly jab the back.
Less delusions of grandeur, but more things more set in stone. Things that have concrete results.
Business ventures, not actual adventures, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Alright.
I sign over to Mordin. I wouldn't be surprised if he's involved with the Centaur guys over at, alluding to the one town with, I can't think of the name.
Targos.
I definitely sign back. I wouldn't be surprised either. In fact, I'm counting on it.
I signed as well, but I was thinking the same thing.
Meanwhile, the brother is seeing us all have this mini conversation in front of him.
Completely kind of ignoring him.
Seeing a Naruto episode happen right in front of him.
Mordin just starts
he's
laughing.
gonna do an insight. Just
And
on you all.
Against that, I do a. I guess it would be a. I just wanted to just start laughing.
Just to throw him off.
Yes.
Give me a deception check.
$19.
Yeah, pretty good.
You can see him raise an eyebrow in confusion, but dismisses it quickly. He's kind of got that stoic face about him.
Basically, the years of being raised in nobility.
Yeah, it's very much that I am maintaining an appearance right now kind of face.
A mask.
Yeah, a little bit.
A mask of I cannot be fooled, so I should not act like I am being fooled at all. So
I say that you have made yourself a bit of a code, as it were. Being able to figure out a new means of communication.
through Dearaen. After what you and brother did to me, I had to.
Just glaring at him after I translate that.
Give me an insight check.
So it goes better than the last one. No, it doesn't, because it rolled a fucking natural one. Oh my god, our insights are shit. Thank you, Mordin.
You're welcome.
God, I gotta get proficiency in this. Oh.
That's the thing, I had proficiency in it, I rolled a nat 1 last time.
You know, I'm starting to realize this whole player that can't talk, so sign language, was kind of a hindrance in certain aspects, but when it comes to intrigue, it helps.
Oh, it does.
Oh, yeah. Tok, are you going to roll?
Oh, did everybody's rolling that? Okay.
If you want to.
Tok's having a cookie.
Oh.
Tok could
What
be
kind of
indeed
cookie?
having a cookie if you really wanted to.
9?
He's having a cookie.
Yeah, you're probably got your face full of a cookie or a beer full of, or a mug full of beer, mead or what have you. Mordin.
Jokes on wine.
Yes.
You can actually see a little bit of a twinge of a smile flash across his face. It's very, very subtle.
Oh. So it seems you're proud of what you did. Interesting.
Let's just say that the family likes its reputation to be held to a higher standard.
Then why do they keep you?
Burn.
Oh.
Ooh.
I thought I was the only one with vicious mockery.
Well, unlike my brother here, I've actually been trained and can hold my own in combat, in addition to keeping up with my studies and business brokerings. You know what my brother did?
Good for you.
He ended up just trying to go save some random dainty little village with not but a shovel. What kind of reputation becomes of a noble that would stoop so low to help out against a bunch of goblins? Ugh.
I don't know. He seemed to have been doing pretty well so far.
Doc just looks over at him and says, "It's called having a set of balls."
Damn.
Coming from the half orc, that means something.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What's the matter? Peasant got your tongue?
no, this is the DM trying to think. It's one of those things where, like, hey, let's do this whole thing of making up this character that knows what they're doing, and then having the DM not know what they're doing.
Yes, the eternal conundrum.
Sorry,
So
it's trying to think of dialogue, but also not, and trying to make it sound in character, but also not having practiced this character enough to understand the complete inner workings of this character.
Forgot to say what I
Anyways.
was in with that one shot, yeah.
Anyways, Jaden kind of frowns a little bit and picks up his drink and polishes it off, going, well, if we're all done bantering and throwing the proverbial roast at each other, if you have yourselves a bit of more of a, how shall I say, a complaint, I'll be outside in case any of you want to take up a duel.
No, I'm just pretty much going to forget you.
He puts a hand over his hilt, which give me a perception check.
10. Can I roll above 10, please?
25.
No, you may not. It makes my life so much easier.
Not for me. I rolled too many ones during our in-person game.
20. Yes.
Everyone but the read rolls high.
You all notice that this sword looks very much even beyond like your stereotypical long sword. It's seemed to have some enchantments, or it's kind of got like a little bit of a shimmer, just sparkling in the tiny little gems in the hilt. It's got this ebony kind of blade that's been wrapped in this very dark red leather.
Ah, so hand-to-hand combat?
I sign over. Brother was not much one for honor. I don't think he'll abide by such rules.
Yes, but he threw the challenge. That means the challenger gets to set the terms. Hand-to-hand combat. I mean, he is educated, isn't he? Of proper duel etiquette.
If you so wish.
Nah, just stating the point. I'm probably going to just forget you even exist as soon as you walk out the door. Enjoy your evening.
He nods and enjoy yours as well. And he starts walking out the door. And off he goes into the ether.
After he leaves, I feel like, I have a feeling he did not earn that sword rightfully. Probably just paid someone.
Definitely.
Probably black
Also, I'm
market.
pretty sure he's gonna intercept us on the way that you save him.
Yeah, I was gonna say we take an extra day before we go over, but
Or leave early.
Now, would he do it, or would he just hire somebody to do it?
probably
And then-
both. Might be a push.
Is he-
I think he would hire somebody, but be present for it to happen.
He would try and strike the final blow just for his seditiousness.
Yeah, he struck me as the kind of guy who would get others to get their hands dirty and then take all the glory.
Oh yes, that's pretty accurate. I look over at Elena. How is she?
Give me an insight check.
If I can roll higher. Hey, that's better. 19.
24.
You can see some visible sweat drops down the side of her face.
I'm going to roll just to make sure.
She like, you can tell that she has a very like intimidated look about her.
And I just signed her. He can't hurt you anymore.
I'm gonna see if I can roll above 10.
She kind of looks over to you. It's like, it's not me that I'm worried about. Dearaen, you have no idea. You're more looking out the door, just trying to make sure that he's not coming back.
What did I do to deserve this?
Change your dice.
Yeah, for real.
You do not have the Archmage's favor.
Fuck off!
You did not pray to the Messiah.
You didn't perform the 3 canticles of dice rolling.
You piss off the dice gods.
You didn't say the words before opening the Necronomicon.
A Chuparata necktie?
What?
Yeah?
I said the words?
I don't know. Anyways, so the rest of the day is yours. It's still kind of in a, what you would probably guess, a mid-afternoon. It's about dinner time right about now, kind of deal. You can see some people having some stew. There's a nice big pot of bubblingness that is off in the corner that is being tended to by a waitress and a cook. You can see some fish and some root vegetables that are being chopped and thrown into it.
And the ever-present knucklehead trout on the wall.
And yes, the ever-present knucklehead trout on the wall.
That can somehow sing.
That has been magically attuned to sing.
Don't worry.
It's in the book. I'm not making
Be
that.
happy.
It is in the book. It is in the book.
Don't worry, be happy.
Well, should we eat up and then take a rest?
Well, what time would it be right now?
I'd say probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, around 6:37. I'd say 6:30.
Oh. Well, we can eat up, head out, and if we need to take a rest, then I can always just throw up the hut.
We, just for safekeeping, since we know he's in town, we may as well stick together.
Of course.
Perilu walks over and kind of pokes Sho Val and Mordin with her little staff and goes, Are you all right? I saw that exchange. It did not seem like it was very becoming of either party.
I pull up the slate. That was my brother. He's not nice. He's the reason I need your help.
You see a flash of recognition, and she just goes, I
say to her, just like, yeah, trust me, we were also just trying not to engage in a fight, but some things needed to be said. Like I said earlier, he needs some humbling. Also, but apparently he's headed to the same place we are. So, given how much of an asshole we were told that he was, expect the worst.
Witnessed.
Yep. Expect the worst on our way.
Well,
Just be on guard.
Well, that being said, I shall take your advice in heed. I'll let Baratek know. He's over in the corner with the dwarves.
Though,
You
also
can
mentioned
you can see Baratek, a mug in hand, just watching over the card game, and like
swaying a little bit.
Well, not swaying a little bit. It's just one of those things where, like, he's just watching the game intently, like, kind of seeing the poker faces between the two of them, and it's just like, this game is very intense, indeed.
I play so forbidden one.
Also, Perilu mentioned that we might be leaving sometime during the night.
So rest up while you can. If you need to make a stop along the way, I can always throw up our hut.
Not that far. It's East Haven.
Yeah, but you
I
never
believe
know.
it was like a 6-hour walk.
Yeah, about that, I think.
From Bryn Shander, yeah, it's about a 7.5 hour.
Oh, that's what it was. Well, the thing is, you also have the birds and stuff, too.
Right,
Yeah,
because they're just for carrying stuff.
Pain Cone.
Been gone!
The derpiest of dirtbag speaks.
Derp.
Derp.
And he is Chuck.
Indubitably.
He ate all the good feed. All of it.
It's insulating blubber. It will keep him warm.
I'm not going to treat him like a tauntaun.
What am I gonna do with all these blubber bites? Hey, they're chewy.
I'd say that we kind of wind down for the night at
Okay.
like at about 1 o'clock in the morning. We kind of rouse everybody to start heading out.
Okay. Time goes by, and you wake everybody up, and you set yourself out to leave, and you start making your way towards East Haven.
Are there any fresh tracks heading that way?
Give me a perception check.
I just changed my desk. We gotta roll that too.
So, what time are you heading out, I should say?
Is that
About
around
1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the
Oh,
morning?
hey, that worked. ET.
Okay. Let me throw my dice back up.
So did we get a long rest at some point?
You would have gotten a long rest, yes.
Okay.
You would
You're
have gotten
right,
multiple long rests, so you should be all at full and all that fun stuffs.
Yeah.
Dice set is actually pretty cool.
Mordin and Dearaen, you do notice some kind of windswept tracks that seem a little bit more frequent, a little bit more recent.
Not frequent. Recent.
Words.
Words are hard.
I'm
Words are
not drunk,
hard.
and I'm not drunk, and even then I'm still screwing up my descriptions.
Enunciate.
Enunciation! Anyways, so, you do find some tracks that lead off towards East Haven, but they seem to be relatively windswept and old, as if it has been sitting out for the better part of, say, about 8... or, no, you could probably tell that they left around 8 o'clock.
Okay. So more than 6 hours ago.
Yes.
Okay.
So they would have already.
Well,
reached
no.
the state.
8, 9, 10.
That's about like 5 hours ago, I think. Wait.
Yeah, 5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're probably already there by the time we. Probably almost there by the time we got out.
Yep.
Or waiting to ambush us.
Everybody keep eyes out.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Alright, I cast Beast Bond with Violet and
Okay.
have her fly up
Okay.
and
I'm going to
Those of you who
all
can't see in the dark. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Do I not have?
Those of you who can't see in the dark, ride the sled and we'll go from there.
I think we can all.
I was more talking to like Perry Lou and I forgot the other's name.
Baradike.
Thank you.
Baradike. Hey, yes, I am Baradike.
Pair of bikes.
Like,
Parabikes. No.
it's like, can you see in the dark? It's like,
I'm a dwarf.
Hey, my dwarf.
Duh.
If you think I can see in the dark, I wouldn't be no dwarf. We
Good
still
job.
work underneath the ground. There
Good
ain't
job,
no
Pennywise.
sunlight down there. We use torches.
I meant,
So
yeah.
for
I'm going on rent now because of you.
so for up to 10 minutes, I have a telepathic connection with her. And hello, hello, Violet. I want you to, if you so inclined, I need you to fly up and just, I can hear you through your mind. Just if you see anybody on our direction, can you do that for me?
Yes, I can do that for you. But in return, I will request some meat.
I have some already available for you. In fact, here you go. Here's I give her a couple of slices of rabbit that I got.
Okay. As I pull you all to here.
Is it bad that when I heard you say, like, can you do that for me? I thought of, can you do that for your grandfather?
Mordin. Tok. Sho Val. Butterdike. Beryloo. Pinecone. Cart.
Derp.
Derpy derp.
Why do I still have Chandra Froth? What the heck?
I don't know.
Because I think that's like the last map we used on.
Am I missing anybody?
Kibbles.
I'm not gonna worry about kibbles.
Me.
Oh, there you are.
We're not going to worry about the rain either.
There you
Fuck
go.
off.
And off I will fuck. Alright.
So, as you're walking through, it's got like a little bit of a light wind running through. You can see the kind of tail end of the spell that's being cast by
Frosty lady.
the Frostmaiden, as you see this great big bird soaring across the sky, trails of of the like northern lights making its way across the valley. And
Gorga, wait a second. Is that
I think that's the rock you told about. Yeah.
That's kind of big.
like Mordin, give me just a perception check.
If you just want to adjust the perception, can it just do my 19 passive?
Yeah, okay, yeah. You can use your passive. You can tell that thing is miles off, and it still looks as big as something that's like maybe 1,000 yards.
Yeah, that thing miles away, but looks a lot closer. That thing's fucking big.
We have to find a whale that fought with that damn thing?
You don't have to fight the whale.
No, find. I said not say fight.
Oh.
But I also have the feeling that we eventually will have to fight that thing.
Unless we get that dragon to fight it.
Perry's like, can't possibly be thinking of actually trying to take that thing on. I think I'll just swallow you up whole in one bite.
Maybe 2 bites for me.
Well,
Like,
3. Holds up magic fingers.
Perlu, honestly, if we don't stand up against her, somebody's got to do it. I mean, why not us?
We've already taken down a couple of her minions.
Yeah, I suppose that's true after all, but maybe you are the few that'll end up saving us from this curse.
We can only hope and take it one day at a time. For now, let's just focus on getting the East Haven.
Okay,
So one foot in front of the other.
Okay, for those that want to keep an eye out for Jaden during Bold, give me a perception check as you are walking around.
A damn new dice! You rolled well before! Now you give me a 5 or an 8? Fuck you!
A 16, but can I get one with advantage because I have Violet
19.
looking around?
Give me a perception check for Violet. Do you have the stats of a bird?
I didn't get advantage.
Well, I never really gave or got stats for her because
Okay,
she's
so
like a
if
non-combatant.
Well, if you go into your extras, I believe, you can go under Manage Extras, and then you can find the stats of a bird. Probably like a raven.
Hawk.
They have a perception of +3, and I would say because it's a hawk, it would have advantage.
Alright, so let's roll straight d20 with 2 of them.
Oh, there is a hawk. There we go.
I added it.
Yeah. It's a perception of +4, I should say.
Alright, so I don't need to roll.
Yeah, you
Okay.
still roll for me.
Advantage on perception checks that belong
It
on
does,
site.
yeah, but it is a second.
She got a dirty 20.
Oh, jeez. You do have advantage, though.
Roll again. See if it's a crit.
See if it's a crit. Do it.
Crit don't work on skill checks, but yep. See if it's a
A
crit.
crit, it is a crit. A crit fail.
Oh, no.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
No,
Well, it's good that it was a
okay,
finish.
we'll take the dirty 20. However, as you are traveling through this wintry and snow-covered path all the way to East Haven, you don't seem to find any travelers out on the road. It is very dark. Your bird does make note of some traveling goblins, but they seem to be goblins and orcs, I should say. But
Okay.
you can use your skills and expertise in the wild to avoid them with ease.
Okay. I do relay that to everybody, and we're probably going to be avoiding them, and I adjust our course thusly.
And then you make it to East Haven.
We dodged another encounter.
Thank you, Violet.
Docks or town hall?
It'll be Town Hall.
And as soon as she lands back on my shoulder, I give her more meat. I'm going to need to go hunting
And-
soon.
Cheers. This meat is acceptable.
Player.
I'm throwing up the creatures here. Oop. You make your way back to East Haven. The town greets you. It's got this nice, calm look about it, being that it is from... being that it is kind of this quaint town, you can see some guards patrolling. They make note of you, but you kind of raise your hoods up a little bit so that they know that you are who you are, and they let you in with ease.
You give them a nice, warm, jaunty wave.
Yeah. It's kind of like seeing a couple guards standing over a like a barrel with a fire in it, trying to keep themselves warm as they're keeping lookout around the town. It seems like everything is relatively quiet at the moment, considering it is.
We do.
I would say okay. So you said 7:30. So it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, about. So I mean, it's still kind of getting into that morning rhythm.
I do stop,
This-
pause, and ask the guards, has there been anybody else that came in through the night? I'm kind of vague as possible, but like any other parties of people.
Hey, we saw a human with a few dwarves over, probably about 4 hours ago? 4 or 5 hours ago?
Blonde? Did you have blonde hair?
Got a pompous?
I don't think I could see that underneath the hoods, but, you know how cold it is around here, you gotta keep yourself bundled up.
Yep. Understandable. Thank you for the
But,
information.
it does kind of seem to match that description. You definitely had an air about him.
Thank you. Let's just get to the church.
I don't really know
well-
what this accent is.
Let's
Stay
try.
warm, gents. Don't work too hard.
Alright, that's the plan. Stay safe out there, watch your pockets.
Let's avoid the main roads. Let's get to the church.
Yep.
So-
That was my. Yep. That's the same thing. Avoiding the main roads. And even if there's a back entrance to the church, use that.
left it,
There's like a side entrance to the church, but it seems to be boarded, locked up at the moment. It's got like a board on it, so it's you can't easily open it.
Okay.
I mean, it's like 7 a.m.
It's like 8 a.m.
Churches open up early.
They do. Actually, most churches don't close their main doors.
Yeah.
Sanctuary and all that.
Depending on the.
But anyway. Sorry.
So we.
I'm talking about like the side room to like the priest's personal quarters.
Yeah.
That's where that door's at. But
To the church.
yep, you can drag your character models all the way over to the church if you so choose.
Or the church.
As I set up the camera.
That was. Yeah.
As I also change the atmospheric settings because it is fucking dark as shit right now.
Teleportation powers activate.
Where the hell is Brenda?
I think it's this one. Yeah. It's got a bell tower. This one. All the way down here. South of the map.
Okay. How do you teleport?
Shift left click.
Shift click.
You shift left click your character model, then move the map, and then left click where you want to be. Or you
As all of your screens change here really quick.
Let there be light.
my eyes.
Didn't work.
Are
Yum.
You're at the tavern.
I overshot. Thing is, it wasn't letting me move the map with the shift left click on.
Well,
All right.
you can let
Hurry
go.
up.
You can left go.
I'm there. I'm there.
Oh,
So
it's
you enter into this church of Omaedascruffy. It's this well-built stone temple. You can see iconography of the sun and stained glass up towards one of the top glass panes. You can see these large oaken doors that are carved very intricately as you push them in forward. It's got this surprisingly serene calmness about it as you enter in.
First one who enters is one of the ones who looks like a devil.
There are candles that are lit up across and through the building, and archways, and little stone insets into the walls, with small detailed paintings of Omaedascruffy and some of the various And some of the various saints and notable clerics that have served under Almanatar. You can
What was
also
your
see
character's
some...
name again, Pete?
Me?
Yeah, the actual name.
Brenton Durenbold.
All right, Brenton, let's go. Let's make it. Let's get you fixed. Well, better.
Wait, we're at the vet's office? No!
Gillis is like, no!
We are not giving anybody the Bob Barker treatment.
Gillis
Wipe
is
the
like,
sweat from forehead.
So you come in, and the visage of the elf cleric that you have known and made acquaintance with many weeks ago, or what feels like many weeks ago.
Like a couple weeks ago.
It was only probably a week at most.
It's one of those things where, like, time just feels like, God, that was so long ago.
It feels like
It was last week.
It's like,
I know.
It feels like we
I
haven't
know.
seen you for 2 months.
It's been a week.
I know.
Anyway, it's like,
The high elf, these very long eyebrows that kind of droop down a little bit, and a very long blonde hair dripping down to the shoulders. These robes that are white and gold, with little hints of red embroidery, going all the way down to the floor, and he turns to you all and goes, "You have returned."
and we brought along a couple more clerics for the ritual we talked about.
As I go grab those models. I forgot to do that.
That's right, we were too busy being little shitlords.
Perry Lou kind of looks around, and this you can kind of see this wondrous look about her as she's kind of staring and looking at all the iconography and the architecture, and Baradike actually comes up and goes, "Hey, if you want a sight for sore eyes."
You know each other?
Hey, we used to go way back in the day, but he decided that he wanted to be some high, fancy priest. And I was like, hey, I gotta go stick with my own brothers.
Good.
My calling was at the forge. His was with the sun. You can kind of sense a rivalry between the two of them.
Besides the stereotypical elf versus dwarf.
It's more like differences in ideology versus just a racial thing.
So
Yeah.
more like Kakashi and Guy rivalry.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
It's more like the practical versus the immaterial.
Gotcha.
Immaterial.
I was gonna say, with that quote, I swear, if the dwarf starts walking out his hands, being like, "I will race you," I will just exit out right now. But anyway, whisper down to Perilou. If you're fascinated with this, you probably ask him to help you build a church over near you.
It's possible, but I think the dwarves of Coven's Cairn would probably be more than welcome to throw their expertise as well. Like as you're kind of looking around it, like this has very much got a kind of like a humanoid, like a human/dwarven architectural make.
Yeah.
It's
Just
not very
like-
much. It's not very. It's not got that kind of like signature elven style where it's like lots of flowing.
I don't know. It's more
non-
of like
Elegant.
Well,
it was more like help. That,
I would say your dwarven architecture is more square and structural and rigid, whereas elven architecture is more organic.
I was more going for like the help build another church, like
Yeah.
a church helping another church sort of deal.
As in,
Eh,
Camaraderie,
finances and
materials.
organization, and not necessarily.
Volunteers.
Yeah. Goodwill towards them. And with it. That kind of shit.
As somebody that knows the differences between churches and how one church can have like ridiculous amounts of like splittings off and variations there, and it's just like, yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, but this is D&D. It doesn't matter.
Anyways,
Right.
Okay.
So have you been able to gather the materials that were needed?
we have been able to grab these materials actually. Surprisingly, it's relatively cheap on the materials, but it's more just the blessings of the gods, as it were.
Splendid. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to waste, but I also don't want to rush you all. But time is of the essence.
Well, let us begin then. As he starts kind of bringing out some chalk, and everybody is bringing out their various. I believe it was holy. There's like a prayer wheel and something else.
Yeah, it was prayer wheel and holy water.
Yeah, so they each kind of set up their holy waters, and then they draw this kind of like. It almost looks like a alchemy circle, but it's got various depictions of like divine symbols and points where each of their gods like motifs are placed around, and you can see that kind of deal.
And all around those are the chemical components to make a human.
Oh,
During, you hear in your head, lock the door if you can.
you did close the doors behind you.
We closed it.
Yeah. So I
But
will...
if they can be locked, lock them.
There is no... I would say there's like a bar or something that you can sit across the thing. So...
I'll walk up to Sho Val. I'll take
Sho-Val's-
take his shield and shovel and hold it for him.
Yep.
But we can't.
Sho Val, you're stripped down to just your skivvies.
You know, my
Yeah.
underpants.
Yeah.
Which will take about 10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, while they're doing that, they do request that you remove all your armors and wear loose-fitting clothing, basically.
I try to put on his helmet, but realize the horns get in the way. Oh.
Yeah. No double horns for you.
You can't have goat horns on top of cow horns. It's just not working.
But I already have goat horns. What do you mean I have?
The
mean?
horns on Sho Val's look like cow horns.
I know,
Yeah.
the way she said it was reversed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have cow horns.
They're bull horns.
I know, the way you said it was goat horns on top.
Oh, whatever.
It's semantics. Continue.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't think she meant literally on top. I mean, I think she meant in addition to. Anyway.
Anyways, so you are kind of placed into the center of this divine circle, and you are laid down. They each begin chanting and praying to each of their respective gods, and I need 3 D100 rolls.
I'd say one from each of us.
Sure.
Do one.
I'll let Sho Val. Each of you roll me 1 D100.
I'll do one.
I'll do one.
I'll do one too, I guess.
Am I doing one?
We only.
No, what? Tok, you do one. I'll not do mine.
49.
Okay.
No! I don't know what the good rolls are.
Nobody does. That's what. Mystical, magical, woo-wah magic.
42.
42. He got the answer to life, the universe, and everything. That has to count for something.
That's just what I was thinking too.
Same.
Okay.
They're below
So
50, so maybe not good. It's
you
about
start
us.
you hear the three of them start chanting and calling upon their gods, and you can see them focusing, and you can see a divine glow start kind of radiating out from each of them. You can see this golden light emanating off of Fallon, Ivalier, the elf cleric. You can see this silver and copper light coming off of Baradike, and you can see this kind of green and purple light coming off of Perilu as it kind of starts encircling going into this little circle. The prayer wheels are spinning, and the holy water is also being tossed on top of the body of Sho Val as he's laying on the ground. And you see these energies culminating into this weird, I want to say ethereal style of energy that floats around and through Sho Val, and it ends up being... Sho Val, you start kind of feeling your muscles that have felt more than it's one of those things like you know the working man kind of feel, like your body has those aches and pains. You feel all those release, and you start feeling a weight at the back of your throat as you kind of start coughing a little bit, and you can kind of feel like spots in your body where there are scars as they seem to renew themselves and become whole again. And regeneration has been cast, and you are now back to a full man. You have successfully completed a 3 cleric ritual.
What was the D100 DC for that?
It was more just like a check of how effective these kinds of things would be.
Okay.
I had like a small percentage in my head that was like, well, if you get over that, it should be okay.
Alright. As soon as he steps out of the circle, I'll be like, how you feeling there, buddy?
You are actually, I'll say just for the flavor of the thing, you are kind of lifted up off of the ground and then landed upon your feet.
I I stand up, take a look around, and then kind of under my breath test my voice again, just making sure that I sound like.
Your mouth is dry, by the way.
But
I would say, like, even if you were mildly colorblind to certain things, like, certain colors are starting to, like, show up out of the blue.
I kind of do one of those do-re-mi puzzles. You know, those voice tests.
Yeah.
It's like, and then quickly, just slowly look around at all the people around me. You all have my eternal thanks and gratitude.
Don't worry about it.
I can never repay you enough.
Mordin just waves it off. It's like, there's nothing to repay. So let's go find us a way.
Agreed.
Fallon
But
kind of like sits, like kneels down and just kind of in a little bit of an amazement. And Perilou's just like, you can see this kind of like, I didn't even know this style of magic could exist. And you can see Baradite kind of having a little bit of a like a triumphant smile across his face.
Mhm.
the dwarven boastfulness.
Thank you all for your help with this.
I give Sho Val some water to help with the dryness. And then they like, want to have the first thing you'll ever taste since a long time?
Water is probably the best thing.
Holds up goblet.
The water
"Are you
is
sure?"
the water is nice and crisp. It's cooled, but not. It's like drinking cold water after a hot day or something.
It's one of those the
It
purest,
has a little bit
tasteless-
of mineral in the water, but it's not like super hard water.
And the
metallic
coolness,
tasting or anything.
it's that coolness that kind of spreads
Mhm.
as it goes down your throat. It just like you feel it spread, coat your
just that-
stomach.
that tasty tastelessness of it.
Yes.
And then I offer him the goblet.
And I just gulp it down with vigor. That feels so much better. Thank you.
Yep.
So was this the elven wine?
Yeah.
So,
No, it's white.
you've had like you know the that kind of you've had alcohol before. You know what it feels like going down the throat and into your stomach. This tastes surprisingly very like fruity. It's got like a nice sweet taste to it, but it like after you like take a couple seconds of drinking it, like you feel this like weird like burn at the back of your tongue. It's just like, and you're just like almost like it's got this weird like bitter aftertaste, and you're like, bleh. Just because after you kind of like taste that alcohol tinge right at the end there.
But no, I offered you the water skin.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where like even it's adjusting to new flavors, and you've had alcohol before, but you don't remember ever having it taste so bitter.
Vibrant.
Yeah.
Pungent.
It's like when you grow new skin. It's got the
It's like having
sensitive.
COVID, and then it's like having COVID, and then finally getting your taste back.
I feel attacked on that one.
I'm attacking myself on that one.
Didn't you say you had SARS?
Too soon.
Not COVID.
No, I had COVID.
No, she had like SARS or something.
I don't know. My taste just went out the window, and all I could feel was the texture. It's one of those things where, like, I had
It
to, like,
is awkward and it sucks.
It's like,
here, try eating
Well-
meat, but you don't taste meat, you just feel the meat.
yeah, for what you said, you could tell that it's sweet, but you can't taste the drink.
Yeah. Anyways, you finally have your taste back, and it's one of those things where, like, it's like, oh god, this is what things taste like?
Don't worry, we'll get a proper meal into you soon.
Yeah, it'll just take some getting used to. That's all.
You don't even need to insight. You can kind of see a look of Thalen's just bewilderment and, like, that actually worked.
So you don't need the insight to see Sho Val trying to think of all the tasty things in his life that he can now taste again.
Yes.
I hand him one of the cookies that I stole from the forest town. What is that?
Lonelywood?
Lonelywood. I did pack a few cookies.
Didn't you get the recipe too?
I did get the recipe.
You did get the recipe because you rolled really fucking high.
I hand him a cookie. And then I start thanking all the clerics.
I just hold the cookie up like fucking baptism or
Communion.
He-Man,
No, just reverently looking up at it, like oh.
It's like, I have the cookie!
So
I have the diabetes.
So you kind of you get into this cookie, and it's got, like, all sorts of flavor to it, and it is, at first it's kind of like, it's a little hard.
it's not fresh.
It's not fresh by any means, but, like, you can taste the, like, heavy molasses and some cinnamon and, just, like, a hint of ginger. And
Then you get a kiss of nutmeg.
a kiss of nutmeg, and it's one of the, like, it's all these mixes of various spices and sugar, and it's like a wave of sweetness.
I just go Homer. Oh.
Oh. Mission complete.
Congrats, guys, we beat D&D.
Yep, okay. Next.
Okay,
Alright.
that's it. Time to go home. No more.
See you all
That's
for the
it.
next campaign. Bye. We're all level 15 characters. Yeah.
Yay! No. So,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I would say, so you kind of have the rest of the day to be yours. I'm sure Sho Val probably ends up spending a good day just in the tavern, just eating and drinking everything. Basically, you kind of have the rest. You have, I would say, probably 2 to 3 days to do whatever you want. I will let you decide what you want to do. I will say, I remember some of you wanting to do some combat training, so we could do a little bit of that if you so choose.
Well,
You can.
I think most of what we were going to do was in Bryn Shanter. So
Well, you moved on to East Haven really quickly.
I know about like
We
a lot
didn't
of
really have a choice on that one.
yeah.
Actually, I will say you're kind of after doing all the incantations and rituals. You make your way kind of back out through the town a bit. Brenton putting back on his armor and equipping his weaponry and stuff. You are approached by a figure from your that you recognize.
Recognize it badly.
The clanking of armor, and you see across the way a few guards and the captain of the watch, Imdra Arlagath.
Yeah.
Wave it, Indra.
Same.
She hails you all down and... Defenders of Goodmead, you have returned.
Yes.
Oh, and
We
she's
had
right there.
a little bit of business we had to attend to in here.
Yeah.
It is good that I see your faces, actually.
Don't tell me more fishermen have gone missing.
No, actually. Mind if I take you back to the town hall? We can find a private room to speak.
Oh god, the town speaker didn't get locked in the jail again, did he?
No. Different, actually.
Oh, okay.
I signed to Mordin or Dearaen. We never brought the cauldron back. This
Yeah.
might be about that.
And there's nothing we can do about that. We will
For
explain
now.
that.
Yep.
Please, lead the way.
And she leads you all the way into... Oh. I guess I missed your wall. Bad.
Sorry.
That's okay. Let us take you to... right about there. Oh.
Cupid?
Perilu and Baradike head off to the tavern where you can meet up with them later. Imdra takes you back to her little office in the town hall situation. And you are welcomed into her office. There are bookkeepings everywhere, and you can see some of the various guards sitting around and either on break or having their various basically kind of doing their patrols in and out of the building, and she takes you to her own personal little...
It's gonna give him a nod and wave and head into the room.
And she closes the door behind you all before going over to her chair and sitting down. She goes, I suppose first things first, did you ever come across that cauldron again?
Unfortunately, it was already on a ship halfway out of the harbor by the time we reached Targos.
You can see a little bit of just...
But we found out who was behind it.
Yep.
The Speaker of Targos himself.
In league with the... Am I reading the name of the black market people again, please?
The Zenterans.
Zenterans. Thank you.
Zenteran.
Yeah, as Sho Val speaks for the first time in front of Indra.
She looks a little taken aback, surprisingly.
I just point to him and be like, that was one of the reasons why we needed to come back. Besides the report.
Your local priest worked a miracle.
I see this. I'm surprised. I didn't know that he had such capabilities.
He had a little help, but
That would
it was
explain
more than
the
capable.
couple of individuals that were traveling along with you.
Indeed.
Well, that being said, I suppose I should get into my second matter. I would say that a day or two ago, we had come across a little bit of a smuggling ring, if you will. It seemed like a bunch of invisible dwarves were smuggling hordes of Charlatan throughout the city. Some of our gods processed that and got into some scuffles, but that being said, we did manage to capture one of them and keep them locked up and also detained.
They're probably with those guys as well. Oh, great.
Yeah, we did notice some Zentrum markings within their little warehouse. That being said, we did question the perpetrator, I believe. A man by the name of Sunblight, I think? I don't know. I'd have to check the report once again. Or maybe I'm misremembering something. That being said, we found that they are not actually dwarves, they are called Durgar. We did some questioning and eventually put the men to death, as is some of the laws around this area. But we did question them, and they seem to be harboring a fortress in the spine of the world. And that is where they've been smuggling the copious amounts of Charlatan too.
Well, boys, I think I know where we're going to be heading next.
There was a man there by the name of Zardarok Sunblight. Oh, that's where the Sunblight's coming from. And it seems that Zardarok, spelled Xardorok. I'll put that in the Discord as well.
Thank you.
Has been amassing this Charlatan for some, I would assume, nefarious means. Being that, I'm sure, as you are well aware, that Charlatan is used as a bit of a magical conduit or storage system, as it were, as it is. I know not what the actual sorry, it's very confusing, to be honest. It seems to be building a construct of some kind out of it. As far as I'm aware, that this Charlatan is not very far be it from me to be a mechanic of any kind. As far as I'm aware, this stuff is very brittle, but
DM? Can I do a history check on Waterdeep's guardian? You know, the giant statue thing.
Sure.
Whether it's made of like Chardelin as part of its makeup.
Sure. Let me also look up Waterdeep lore. Give me a history check.
That's a 3. Then what?
Or a total of 7.
Yeah.
Like, you are familiar a little bit with the protectors of Waterdeep, but it's one of those things where, like, it seems a little... Like, you're aware of, like, golems and stuff, but it's, like, it doesn't seem right.
I've heard stories, but not details.
Stories, you say?
Never.
It's one of those things, like, you have this vague memory of this thing. It's just like...
And I've never probably seen them activate it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, it's more of like a folklore or a
That sounds like a job for the lore bard. If you allow me to roll and see if I get another nat 1.
Sure. You didn't know.
Wee! Oh, actually, hey, 18.
As I actually pull up the Wikipedia of the walking statues of the Waterdeep.
Hey, lore bard.
Yay! You are familiar that the walking statues were mighty constructs built for the defense of holy temples, ancient vaults, and the most important cities, castles, and fortresses of Waterdeep. They often served as ethereal guardians that could attack other ethereal creatures approaching its guarded area. They were unswervingly loyal to their instructions or orders, carrying them out to the best of their abilities. You actually know that the statues are actually free-willed instead of, like, most constructs. But I'm not seeing anything that is referring to them being made out of Chardelin.
Nor their construction or any of that.
It
No.
could be like an inner structure.
I mean, I can read off the history on the Wikipedia page if you want.
That's fine.
Originally, there was one visible statue in the city.
Could be trying to recreate one of the guardians.
I was thinking of those myself. Those things are steeped in lore.
But those usually have a will of their own. So unless they think about like sacrificing one of their own, create it. It's a means of either protector or for longevity. Hard to say. But Jargolin's probably not all that good of a material to use. Unless they're using it as a supporting structure on the inside. A hard outer shell.
Well, it might be possible that they're actually using it as a bit of a, like an insect.
Power into?
Think of it like your enchanted weapons, possibly, like, where it's more a casing around the core. I know certain gems and stuff take well to certain magical items.
Like a conduit.
I would assume so. Granted, I'm no wizard or arcanist. I'm no enchanter. I'm working off of a basic understanding of the capabilities of such things. Most often, those types of relics and whatnot are found in lakes of U4.
Yeah.
Though I would imagine that it could definitely be more like certain enchantments embedded into structures of a construct versus just a entire being made out of the Shadowland itself. In any case, I would imagine that these invisible enemies that had walked among us will probably end up causing us more detrimental effects than beneficial.
Yeah.
If you can... We have found the location of their mountain stronghold, and therein you can find the Druiga warlord named Stardark Sunblade. And if my thoughts are true, he aims to conquer Icewind Dale and destroy us all.
Well, we got some friends up in that way. Probably give us a hand. Yeah.
Oh,
Probably
right.
be able to give us a hand.
There are
The Goliaths?
there are the two Goliath clans there, but I've heard that they've been in a bit of a political rivalry for the better part of a decade.
Well, we can give them a new enemy to fight.
That's my thought exactly.
Potentially, but the Goliaths, they are a honorable folk.
Hmm.
More
But-
honorable than taking down a common enemy.
No. It might be that they are removed enough that they may not see the danger. But that
Still
being
within-
said,
Still within their homeland, so. But,
Don't
You
worry,
are-
we'll
you
think
are-
of something.
yep.
yes, that would be advisable. I would also take caution. There are caves of gnolls in the cackling chasms there.
Yeah, we've
Thank you
avoided
for
human.
Thank you for reminding me. I needed to stock up on oil.
Oh. I realize what you meant by that.
They are
I
certainly
do
there.
like to burn everything up too.
If
No,
Frost trolls needed to be burned.
That's fair.
she said Knowles.
no,
And fire helps with gnolls.
I mean, you're not wrong. Fire helps with everything. But that being said,
except a red dragon.
A fire elemental.
Or Genasi.
Or us. And I just look at Dearaen.
Yeah. And anyway,
that being said,
That's it.
if the stories that I know to be true, they are a ravenous folk. And I imagine with their food supplies cut short up in this area, especially due to the Frostmaiden's effect, that they will definitely be a force to reckon with.
we've avoided a couple hunting parties.
Sorry, somebody must be talking about me.
And I know there are some more there are some, I want to say, happenings out even more east than that, but I don't know if that will be of any use to you in these quickened times.
Since we still have you here, random question. Among the fishermen's stories, have you heard anything about a whale?
Are you talking about, what was his name? As the DM is also trying to remember the name of the thing. Anjaguk. Are you talking
Yeah.
of Anjaguk? And
Yes.
Yeah.
Angajuk.
And
Angajuk. Are you speaking of Angajuk?
Yeah, we were told to be on the lookout for that.
If I remember correctly, Angajuk is located more towards the northwestern side of Tentons, probably closest to Lonelywood. I imagine that they're...
Is it in Bremen?
Lonelywood or Bremen, yes. They would probably be closest to the shelf of moving ice. As I actually pull up a picture of Icewind Dale. Maybe... Oop. There it is. The Sea of Moving Ice. On screen, right now.
It's a map!
It's a map! As I pull up the map.
sparkles.
So, basically, I can't exactly draw anything at the moment, but, do I have a Kibble's picture right now? I don't know if I have a Kibble's picture. Here, I'll use the seal. Oh.
Ah!
No, that one.
Oh god, I forgot about the seals.
Yeah, the seals.
These guys.
They were
Anyways.
nice.
Anyways, she pulls out a small map of the spine of the world. I'm going to be using the seal as a little bit of a marker at the moment. So, she is saying that the fortress of Zatarok is about, like, right over here in the area.
Okay.
Okay.
She knows that the two Goliath camps are probably over this way a little bit, over more east. She knows not of anything going on towards the Ricked Glacier, but she knows that there could potentially be things over that way. But that being said, it would probably be best to ignore that kind of deal for now. Yeah. So you are able to kind of figure out where you want to go from there, but you're kind of like, your big destination is like right in there, I believe. If I look at
Okay.
if I try to figure there we go. Just to make sure. Yeah, right about where I put the
Essentially, we would have to take the road back out of 10 towns, back to south, and then veer off along the trail. Yeah, a lot of walking.
Yep.
yeah. You can take directly south.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cross country, yeah.
Or you could go through down to Dugan's Hole and then have a little bit of a safer passage that way. And yeah. So, she does note that Anjaguk would probably be up over in the Sea of Moving Ice, probably over about here.
Okie doke.
And yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
So I'm going to Turn all of those off.
Means we are at a literal crossroads.
Yep, it is kind of up to you where you want to go first, but I will defer to what you want to do. But she does note, Imdra does kind of look at you all, and if there's anything that you'd need to prepare first, I would probably imagine taking a day or two would not be without its due diligence to make sure that all of your preparations have been made. Any last-minute trainings or anything need to be done.
So, probably not here because of a certain someone who just showed up in town.
That will be an interesting encounter.
I say we still mess with him with the sign language until the right moment. Then you talk to him. Just to mess with him.
I like that plan.
Yeah. Okay. So, should we head back to Brinchander?
Yes, that is what you wish.
I was asking the party. So, what's everyone's thoughts?
Well,
Um,
let's.
Imdra will kind of motion for you to leave her chambers, but she does allow you to talk in a private room, if you so choose.
Alright. So. Okay. Where'd everybody go?
There's a small meeting room upstairs that she allows you to convene in so you can plan out your course and do what have you. Say some tables and small cushions greet you. Kibbles eagerly pops up onto the little couch there and snuggles up and goes, I think what this lady is saying is kind of scary.
That's a very scary little one.
Yep.
I don't
nice.
know much about that the rock thingy.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that, but it sounds dangerous.
It does.
Probably just as dangerous as what we've already come across, if not more.
But
What?
you took out the druid, so I think you got this.
But if we're not the ones to take care of it, we'll.
I give Kibbles a slight head scratch. Thank you.
I think that does cement our priorities, though. Whether it is to visit a whale or find out what is going on with all this Charlatan. I think we need to find out.
Seems to be the more immediate threat.
Yes.
My vote is we go back to Brinchan to prepare for the journey.
Yes,
And then
I agree.
and head out.
Oh.
Get 2 for Brinchander and trade.
Alright,
Would
let's
probably
go.
be a safer trip going through the main roads than trying to cut cross country immediately south from here, like it said on the map. Well, I
Yes.
agree.
Alright. We head back.
Tok, you agree?
I do. Let's get going.
To adventure!
To the montage!
And you all travel back to Brinchander, unabated. It's a lot of walking, and I imagine that you all are relatively bored the entire time.
Well, we
It's
are
a 7-hour.
planning our...
I got instruments. I can play.
We plan our training.
I will let you flavor the entire travel as you wish. If that is something that you would like to do, if there's something that you would like to talk about, or to have little bits or anything, I will move us to the road through.
Alex, for the sake of me having to get up very early tomorrow, can we?
Or
Oh.
I was not looking at the time, but
Yeah, same
Sure.
here, and I also gotta work tomorrow.
So do I.
But we have been doing this for
Okay.
2 hours, so we met our usual time goal.
yep, nope, that's fair.
No,
So
we did not get to fight the brother, but he is a looming threat.
Yes. We'll deal with
We
him.
can talk! Ha
Oh!
we have definitely made progress in the fact that Sho Val can now talk.
Yes, he can.
And he's got some things to say.
And we've also made progress in that Tok can now shovel.
Ha ha!
Oh,
I saw that one coming.
it's funny because he's true.
Wait, what am
I'm sorry.
Sho Val can talk, and Tok can shovel.
I didn't get my shovel. It's my shovel.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. That was a fun little thing.
Anecdote.
The pun was there. I had to take it.
so see you all after our montage.
Yeah, sure. But yeah,
Was
we'll be doing a little bit of montage week next time. So
Means I can actually activate the things that I already put in my inventory.
Alright. Good night, everybody.
Nah.
goodbye,
Good night.
and thank you all for joining us in the frozen north of Ismandel.
Bye.
Bye-bye.